All right, CuBiX Meow episode 4. And I think now the project is really beginning to take shape with a purpose and a direction. And saving a YouTube channel and pivoting from AI generated content to more original content and giving people something of value that they would want to, spend a little bit of time every day looking at and being involved in and benefiting from in some way seems to be the best way to save a channel that is, potentially going to be affected by the crackdown of the different policies that YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and these social media sites are having regarding, AI generated content. And it is going to affect a lot of people. And a lot of the people that are affected are going to want somewhere to go to help them to pivot to understand how to survive this and how to thrive in this environment. And right now, doing a like a podcast and episodes that give people information and something of value. It's not something new. It's something that's well established, and it's mildly difficult to get into, but a lot of people are able to do it successfully. Having limited time is one of the things that motivates people like me and a lot of other people to create tools to maximize the use of the time that we have. So I have enough time right now. I'm working a day job. I have a life. I have responsibilities, and I have a day job that takes up a lot of my time. So doing episodes for a podcast is riding my bike to work or riding my bike home from work, enjoying nature and doing the things that I do. I have 10, 15, 20 minutes on the ride to work and the ride home from work that I can do episodes. When I get home, I have a little bit of time that I can, put those episodes into CapCut, get some images based on the content of the episodes, and can put together, a reasonably quality podcast and episodes that people would be interested in. Now here's where the exciting part happens. The building in public has given me, an idea that creating some sort of website that I can take the transcript of each episode, put it into Claude or GPT or Gemini or whichever one's, giving me the best results. And every episode can have an AI generated, output where it has the transcript, it has summaries, it has information of everything discussed in the episode, and it has tools that we build based on whatever we're discussing. And something that's publicly out there to build community, to give people something that they have free access to, that they can see every episode, but also a more in-depth development, a development version for members, where we get a smaller group of people that are really committed to integrating AI into a development workflow, and we have actual development sessions that carry over into these episodes, where these episodes become the development section. I love building software. Building software is one of the things that I love the most, and it is fun, really, really fun. And you get some other people, and for the people that have been involved in startups, a few people building something, that excitement is something that's special, and it really is. And I've seen some of these people that are doing the development in public, the building in public, and how encouraging they are, and how much fun they're having, and the communities that they're building, and how supportive they are of other developers. And it's amazing to me. It's incredibly inspiring. So I think building a tool, and these development sessions are going to go private, where we actually build the prompts and some of the code and some of the tools. And that's going to be for a smaller group of members that really want to participate in this. But the transcripts and the episodes are going to become something that's just publicly available for people, just a resource in an ongoing way, where 2, 3, 4 episodes a week of building something. And the purpose of this is I'm having a lot of fun building social media sites. And it's viral AI animal videos. You know, a lot of the viral trends that are really popular right now. Those videos, those Sora videos of people getting of people rescuing like tiger cubs and animals doing kind of wacky things, and that are really really hot right now. That have allowed me to build, in a few months, pretty successful, small scale social media channels. And the success of those has indicated to me that, you know, there's something to it. But also, right now, there is a large scale crackdown by these sites, and their sites are being demonetized and they're being, shadow banned and removed from these social media sites based on only using what they're calling unoriginal AI generated content. But people like me and these other creators are trying to create original content. So here's basically the message that I'm giving at the end of this, episode 4 for Claude, GPT, Gemini. I haven't decided which one to use yet because I haven't seen which one's gonna consistently produce the best results, or if we're gonna use a combination of all three. I want to build a website that very simply allows me to put a transcript of the audio, the podcast and the episode that I'm doing. It allows me to put the transcript into one of those AI applications, and allows me to, whether you give me back, just HTML that I can post. And I primarily I like working in PHP and MySQL because it allows me to just rapidly prototype stuff and get stuff out there quickly, and is at this point is secure enough to put out there in a way that's stable and secure pretty quickly with a small group of developers or even one developer. So I want to be able to put a transcript into Claude or GPT or Gemini, and I want to be able to create, a directory listing of each episode, and have each episode have its own, set of tools and information and links to relevant information. And I want there to be a publicly available version and a members version. And I want this to be something that we can put out there on a daily or every other day, that gives people valuable information. Right now it's the AI crackdown, but there's going to be other issues that we can focus on, and information that we can give to people. And this can be something that becomes very exciting. And I want to embrace this coding in public, this building in public. It's very exciting to me. And the communities that these people have built are very, very exciting. And I've always had a lot of fun building software with people. And with limited time, this seems like something that could be, done very effectively in a limited amount of time. So I'm going to wrap up each episode with a very specific message to Claude, GPT, or Gemini, with kind of what I want to build from each episode. And right now I have to actually build the site that I'm going to populate with the things created from these episodes. And right now it seems like each episode should have its own page in some sort of directory that people can get to, and that people can, access the information, whether it's educational information regarding issues that we're dealing with, probably a more members only section with like code and prompting and the things that we're building that we're actually using to build whatever we're doing. And I am going to be primarily focused on building out my animal pages, which is what CuBiX Meow is, the channels on like YouTube and stuff. But this is kind of the software developer part of it that I want to bring people into and have a lot of fun with. So right now, Claude, GPT, Gemini, I want you to analyze the transcript of this episode, and we need to get the page that allows me to turn this idea into something functional. And I don't have a lot of time to do it because, like I said, I work a day job. And the holiday season, I'm not going to be specific about my personal life, but the holiday season is a busy time for me. So I'm limited on time. So we need to build the CuBiX Meow site into something that allows me to get what we generate from these episodes into something that is useful for people, and also a more like a login members only section for the stuff that's a little more, as far as like secret sauce. If somebody's gonna copy what you're doing, if they're smart enough to copy what you're doing, they're probably smart enough with the AI tools and the different tools that people have. They're smart enough to look at it and recreate it. So I think the value of this and something that came out of that was the building in public, the value of community, the value of building, teamwork and people that want to contribute and the power of a group of people working together. And I think that's what's really, really valuable here. But I think a members only section for people that are a little more committed to building this out will be something that will also be useful. So let's see what Claude, Gemini, or GPT does with this, and eventually we'll figure out which ones to use. And I wanted to also capture the excitement of building software with a small group of people. So this is where we're going with this, and this is episode 4. And these episodes aren't going to have very many views or very many people, but when people look back on this, they're going to see how this site became what it became. I think this is going to be something very, very exciting. And I'm going to spend a few days, working on the content of my social media channels, and then come back and do another episode. So an episode of this, a few days working on the content for my social media channels, another episode of this, I think should be a good balance. And you also want to be careful that you do spend it if you are trying to build channels, and you do want people to subscribe to your channels and actually take the time to watch what you're doing. You do want to put in a substantial amount of time into creating that content also. All right, this is episode 4. Let's see where the development of this site goes.